Welcome back. In this lesson, we're talking about the world of logistics and fulfillment. Now, logistics and fulfillment are the unsung heroes of the product development process. They're the behind-the-scenes forces that get your products from the factory floor to your backers' doorsteps, navigating a maze of transportation networks, border regulations, and last-mile delivery challenges along the way. And today, you're going to learn all about it. More specifically, you'll learn how to choose the right freight option, how to plan the worldwide customs, duties, and taxes, and how to ship your rewards to your backers. Let's start with how to choose the right freight option. First off, what is freight? Well, freight typically refers to shipping your product from the manufacturer to the place where you will fulfill your rewards to your backers. For example, that place could be a third-party logistics company, also called a 3PL, if you plan to let another company fulfill your rewards, or that place could be your house if you plan to fulfill the rewards yourself. Now, there's two options. First one is air freight. This is the fastest but most expensive option. It's good for small and compact, time-sensitive or perishable goods, and transit times are typically 3 to 7 days. The second option is ocean freight. This is the slower option, but it's more cost-effective. It's good for large, heavy or non-urgent shipments, and the transit times are typically 20 to 45 days, depending on where you're shipping to. In general, ocean freight is the most common choice for bulk shipments from overseas manufacturers, while air freight is for smaller, more urgent orders. For example, if you're manufacturing your product in China and you have hundreds or maybe even thousands of units, you'll most likely want to choose ocean freight. It may be slower, but it will save you on cost. Just to be sure, get both the air freight and the sea freight priced up from your freight forwarder and then make a decision. You don't need to do any guesswork here. Next, let's talk about customs, duties, and taxes. Whenever your product crosses international borders, it will have to clear customs before being released for delivery. Customs clearance is a process of obtaining permission from a country's customs authority to import goods into its territory. It typically involves submitting a customs declaration, paying any applicable duties and taxes, and providing supporting documentation such as a commercial invoice, packing list, and bill of lading. Now, customs duties and taxes are fees that you have to pay when your product crosses international borders. Typically, this happens 2 times during your fulfillment. First, when your shipment arrives in your home country from your international manufacturer, and second, when you ship out an individual package to a backer in an international country. So let's talk about customs duties and taxes on your shipment from your manufacturer first. Please note that what I'm about to share with you will give you some cost estimates, but to get your exact customs fees, I'd recommend doing more research or talking to a freight forwarding company. For now, let's dive into an overview of how this works. First, you need to identify your HS code for your product. An HS code is an international standard used to categorize goods for customs. I recommend going to a website, hts.usitc.gov, and searching for your product category to find your HS code. You can also ask your manufacturer which HS code they use for exporting this product to their other customers in your country, and I would also like to verify this code with my freight forwarder, who should have a customs clearance department in their company, as they are the ones who are clearing your goods through customs for you. Once you know your duty code and amount, remember to use the costings calculator to calculate exactly how much duty you'll be paying on your order. Put in your HS code and information about your shipment, and it will give you your estimated customs duty rate and fees. Now, customs clearance can be a complex and time-consuming process, especially for first-time importers. That's why many creators choose to work with a freight forwarder who can handle the paperwork and compliance requirements on their behalf. In most cases, this is what I recommend to first-time creators, especially if you have hundreds or thousands of backers. When selecting a freight forwarder, look for a provider with experience in your product category and target market, as well as a track record of timely and accurate clearance. And ask for references from other importers and make sure your provider is properly licensed and insured. All right, now we can check off customs. Next, let's talk about how you will ship the rewards to your backers. In this section, we're going to cover 3 things: how to choose between self-fulfillment or using a 3PL, how to choose a 3PL partner, and how customs duties and taxes work for international backers. The first thing you'll need to decide is whether you are going to ship the rewards yourself or use a 3PL. There are many different factors that may come into your decision between the two, but here's one question I believe is the most important. How many orders do you have to ship? If your answer is less than 500, then you'll want to consider shipping the rewards yourself. If you go that route, then I'd recommend that you buy discounted postage online, get a label printer, and buy bulk shipping supplies from a website like uline.com. Doing these 3 things will bring down your cost of self-fulfillment a lot. Now, if the answer is over 500, then going with a 3PL will probably be the best option. Not only will it save you dozens of hours of shipping the orders yourself, but it'll also save you a bit of money as well. That's because 3PLs can start to get economies of scale once they get the higher shipping volumes. On top of that, they're also experts at what they do, meaning common shipping mistakes made by first-time founders will usually be avoided. But how do you go about choosing the right 3PL? Again, there are a number of factors that will go into your decision, but here are a few tips to keep in mind. Transparent shipping quotes. Get quotes from multiple 3PLs to compare them together. Lowest cost doesn't always mean better, but it should still be an important factor in your decision. Kickstarter experience. I'd recommend only working with 3PLs that have fulfilled Kickstarter campaigns before. All shipping is not the same, and there are nuances to shipping rewards to crowdfunding backers. Your backers' location. If most of your backers are spread across the US, it's important to have a 3PL who has both West Coast and East Coast fulfillment centers. Now, if shipping internationally, you want a 3PL who may have other locations or partners around the world who can also fulfill your product internationally. At the end of the day, a good 3PL should feel like an extension of your team. So above all, make sure you choose one that you can actually enjoy working with. They're going to be a critical in not only getting your rewards to your backers, but also helping you grow your business post Kickstarter. If you remember during the part in this lesson about customs, I mentioned that if you ship internationally, you have to think about customs duties and taxes. Typically, there are 3 ways that creators deal with duties and taxes when fulfilling directly to international backers. 1, the backer pays a fee. Many backers are used to paying for things like this and VAT, but it can still be a little bit annoying. 2, the creator pays a fee. This is where you cover any customs fee that the backer gets charged, and you'd have to price this into your product. 3, the creator works with an international warehouse. If you have thousands of backers from multiple countries, it may make sense to ship products from your manufacturer directly to warehouses in those countries. This can be more cost effective for larger campaigns, so if you fall in that category, research what the cost would be for your campaign. All right. Just like that, we are done with how to ship your rewards to your backers. Now, I know that logistics and fulfillment can seem like complex and daunting topics, especially for new creators. There's a lot to learn and coordinate, from shipping methods and customs regulations to warehouse operations and fulfillment. But remember, you don't have to do it all alone. Logistics and fulfillment service providers such as freight forwarders, 3PLs, and shipping carriers can provide valuable guidance and support based on their experience and expertise. Remember to take it just one step at a time. Ask for help when you need it, and stay focused on your ultimate goal of delighting your backers and growing your business. That does it for this lesson. I'll be rooting for you, and I can't wait to see what you bring to life with Kickstarter.